everyone, a very good noon to all of you. I welcome you to this channel and I welcome you to the second part of our ongoing series, Popular Previous Year Questions from TISSNET. So I hope you watched yesterday's session where we covered some grammar, vocabulary and critical reasoning questions. Today again I have some more different types of grammar and vocabulary questions, plus today I have para-jumbles. Right, so let's begin. Let's see what all has come in the past years, how we should go about it, right? Okay, so now, hi Jonty, hi Prateek, good noon. So here's your first question. This is a fill in the blank. Now fill in the blanks in vocabulary are very common in TISSNET, right? So have a look at this. Okay, I think it's not even a 30-second question, but I'm giving you 30. Tell me what the answer should be. Yes, please eliminate. That will help. All right, let's see what you've marked. I've got one response. Good afternoon, Pranjal, Anshul, Innocent, Naman. Good afternoon. Anshul says redolent. Then Naman also says D. Pranjal says D. Why not B though? Yes, that's my question. Why not B? What's wrong with B? Yes, tell me the difference between fragrant and redolent. That's the point behind my giving this question to you. I was certain she had visited this place because the place was dash of her smells. Right. So the place is basically full of her smells. Why not fragrant? So when we talk about a place, okay, fragrant bhi nahi. So see this, when we talk about a place and we are saying that the place is full of a certain smell, then we use the word redolent for it. If I'm talking about places that are full of certain smells, okay, I'll use the word redolent. If I talk about a thing in particular that is smelling good, so let's say a flower, a person particularly, okay, then I'll use the word fragrant. So that's the difference between fragrant and redolent, and that is why we've chosen D here. Okay, hope this makes sense to you. Good noon, those who are just joining. Right. Look at this antonym now. A very easy question from TISSNET 2022 memory-based paper. I included it just to show you that some of your questions are going to be very easy. So the paper is a mix of easy to moderate questions, and you should absolutely attempt questions like these. Okay, that's the point behind this question. Let's see what you mark as the antonym of the word concealed. The tracks were concealed by the snow. You have to give me the antonym, not the synonym. Good noon. Yes, yes, it's noon right now, Umesh. Absolutely. So, see, when the clock strikes 12 at that point, and when you're in the vicinity of that, a couple of minutes in the vicinity of that, you can say good noon. After that, we say good afternoon, right? Okay, A is the answer. Absolutely, it's a 5-second question, and uh, you see that you do have such low-hanging fruit in the exam. So do capitalize on such questions. Dissemble. So let's learn some new words through it. Of course, the antonym here is A, but what is the meaning of dissembled? Who is a dissembler? What do I mean to dissemble? Conceal is hide, absolutely. So does this, it does it have to do anything with assembling? This word dissemble. That's my question. Yes. Does it have anything to do with assembling something? No. It does not. So this is a common confusion that students have. They confuse dissemble with disassemble. Disassemble is a different word. Okay, disassemble. This is a different word altogether. So this means, okay, you had assembled something earlier and now you are separating it into its component parts again. But when I talk about dissemble, that again means when you conceal, when you hide your true feelings, okay, when you disguise yourself, your feelings particularly, that's when we use this word dissemble. Okay, used for your feelings, your emotions, etc. Hope this makes sense. Disarray. Okay, so disarray. Array is related to arrange, right? So when things are in a disarray, okay, what does that mean? They would be messy, right? So disarray means in a state of untidiness, in a state of mess. Okay, disorder. That is the idea. So disarray means if something is disarrayed, that means it's all untidy and messed up, right? So let me write untidy here. Surrounded is a very easy word. So we learned one new word, I think, some of you, dissemble, which means to hide your feelings, your emotions, your intentions. Okay. All right, then next question is a fill in the blank. Let's see what you say. Right. So two blanks. You had to read the paragraph also, the context also you had to understand, and then you had to eliminate. Right. Let's see how many of you've been able to do that. Tell me what the answer should be. D, C is what I've got. Now, see this. The dispute, according to observers, dashed the overall difference in opinion. So it basically perhaps brought it to the forefront, right? So dashed the overall difference in opinion between developed and developing countries on whether dash alone should be a part of nationally determined contributions or adaptation and the means of implementation should also be included. Okay, so there's a dispute regarding what all should nationally determined contributions include, right? Now, let's have a look at the third blank. I mean, C, the third option. Accusation, whether accusation alone should be a part of, does not make sense at all, right? So eliminated easily. Then, when I talk about refracted, the dispute, according to observers, refracted the overall difference in opinion. See, refraction uh, here seems that it has just been included because there's a word reflected there, right? So that is why refracted has been included there. Otherwise, refraction, is a scientific property, right? It's about light being displaced at a certain angle, right? A scientific concept. So again, does not fit as much here as, let's say, reflected would do. Okay, now we're left with B and D. So extenuation, yes. We talk about extenuating circumstances. You must have heard this. These were extenuating circumstances. So what does this word really mean? Extenuate, extenuation. Yes. Who will tell me? Let's see. So it reflected something. Okay. Whether extenuation, when I say that, okay, I forgave her because the circumstances were extenuating, right? That means that the circumstances were such that they lessened the seriousness of her offense. So when something lessens, when something dilutes, that is extenuation, right? When something lessens the seriousness of something. So again, does it fit in this context? So no, it does not. Mitigation fit. So probably we are talking about mitigating our carbon footprint, or we could be talking about mitigating some disasters, right? Probably it is in this context that we are discussing this. Okay, so they reflected the difference in opinion. That's a perfect fit. And on whether mitigation alone should be a part of it, okay, so that we can prevent such future disasters, or adaptation also should be a part of it, right? How we are adapting to climate change, let's say. So it is D that fits rather than B. B I rejected on the basis of extenuation. Also, it reflected, it brought to the fore. Disperses, when I say clouds have dispersed, that means you can't see clouds in the sky now, right? So the effect has diminished. So it does not diminish the opinion difference, it rather brings it to the fore. Therefore, B. Okay. Absolutely. I just typed my answer in a hurry. That's okay. That's okay. I hope that the correct answer was there in your mind. And if it was not there, now you understand the rationale behind the correct answer. Yes, that's what is important. That's what we are learning. Okay. So these the answer here. No other vocabulary words I can see. Okay, remission. One word remission is there. So remission is a synonym of relapse. That's one meaning of remission. Okay, it's a synonym of relapse. When, let's say, certain terminal diseases they return, we say that there has been a remission of so and so disease, right? So a relapse, a change to an earlier state. It also has other meanings. So in a financial sense, it means when you reduce someone's debt, when you cancel someone's debt. Okay, so that is also one meaning. And remiss is an adjective. Remiss is an adjective which means careless. Okay, so don't confuse the two. Remiss is an adjective which means careless. So if I say, "Oh, how remiss of me! I didn't ask what you would want to take, what you would want to have, tea or coffee." Okay, so in that sense, I'm saying that how careless of me, how thoughtless of me, right? Okay. So I hope this makes sense to you. The words remission and remiss are clear to you. Remuneration. Remuneration is the word. Remuneration is the fee, the compensation, the salary that you pay someone for their services. That is their remuneration. Okay. All right. So in these questions, please pay attention to the context. Maybe at times the exact thing will not be clear to you. Okay, what is being talked about, that may not be exactly clear to you, but it will be sufficiently clear that you'll be able to eliminate the options. That's all that we need. Okay. All right, then let's come to another question. Again, a vocabulary question. Let's see what you say. Idioms. Okay, so dead ringer. This is a common one. You've heard of the word doppelganger? Doppelganger. So dead ringer is a synonym of doppelganger, right? So doppelganger is your duplicate. So one is C. Right, and that's why absolutely correct. B is the answer here. So idiom questions have been asked in the past, right? And that's why I included one. However, they've not been a lot in number. 1 to 2 is what I have seen in your previous year papers. That does not mean that we don't practice, right? So here's this. That's why this question. Now, dry run, where this term comes from. So the fire department, before conducting an actual drill, the actual drill involves water, right? They are trained how to spray water, how to pour water on fire. So however, their rehearsals, their practice, that does not involve such wastage of water. So those practice rehearsals, they are called dry runs, right? And from there comes this term. So 2 is D, absolutely. Funny farm. Okay, so that's a disparaging way of talking about a mental institution, an asylum, mental asylum. High on the hog, that means someone who lives a very luxurious life. That person is high on the hog, right? So he or she is high on the hog, he or she is living a very lavish, extravagant life. 4 is B. So absolutely correct. B is the answer, right? Find out the origin of dead ringer. Again, a very interesting origin comes from horse racing. I want you to find it out. Okay. All right. The next contextual vocabulary. You have to give me the meaning, of course. Okay, Ayush. A sumptuous life. Yes, sumptuous means luxurious. We also use it very often for meals, meals that are very, gourmet meals. So for that also we use sumptuous. But yes, something that's very expensive looking, for that I can use the word sumptuous. A, D, okay. So it had to be A versus D, yes. Genuine, no. Even if I do not know the meaning of travesty, I can see this word disillusionment. So I would not be disillusioned with something that's genuine, isn't it? Similarly, I would not be disillusioned with something that was accurate. So mockery or caricature. Now, fit it in the sentence. See what fits better. The trial was a mockery of justice, or the trial was a caricature of justice. Mockery fits better. And that's why A is the answer. Okay, caricature, I understand that in a way that is also intended to mock, right? We draw someone's comic version in order to mock him or her. That's a caricature. However, here in this context, it's mockery, the word mockery that fits better. Okay, if you look up the dictionary, both will appear as the similar words. But here, contextually, A is better and hence A. Right? Yes, something that's absurd, something that's ridiculous is in the nature of making a mockery of something is in the this caricature is also in that nature. It looks ridiculous. Okay, all right. Okay, then. So these were some vocabulary questions here. Let's look at some parajumbles and then we'll go to some grammar questions. Okay. No, wait, there's one more. My bad. So this is an odd word out question. You just have to tell me which one does not match the others. Yes. Vocabulary. Okay. So yes, mockery can be making fun of someone. When you mock someone, you're making fun of them. Okay. All right. C. Okay. Others. Why? Why though? That's my question. Why not? Let's say A. Yes. Why not A? So you have to defend C also against A. Tell me why is A not the answer? Okay. All right. So let me tell you. Urbane and suave, they are pretty related. Yes. So urbane is also somebody who's pretty sophisticated. Yes. So someone who is sophisticated, charming. Suave also means that, right? Again, sophisticated. So these were related. Now we were left with these two. See, honestly speaking, A is not as close to B as, let's say, D, right? Ingratiating behavior. If I talk about ingratiating behavior, or you're ingratiating yourself to someone, that means you आप उनको मक्खन लगा रहे हो, right? That's the idea. You are being very obsequious towards them in order to be in their good books, probably because you want something from them. So it's sycophantic behavior, right? So it's not as related to B as, let's say, D. However, when you look at the meaning of churlish, churlish means arrogant, rude, absolutely correct, right? So that is why, because this means rude. So when you're sophisticated, you would be all charming. When you're suave, you would again be all charming. You would please people. Similarly, when you're ingratiating, again, your tendency will be of people pleasing. However, when you're churlish, you'll be rude. And that is why it is the farthest. It is the odd word out. Right? Yes, these words, they do require knowledge of the meanings, right? Then only you'll be able to group some of them, right? At least A and C, you should know the meanings. Okay. Let's come to the next one, parajumbles. So here, the first question that I have, it's a normal 5-sentence parajumble. It's not very difficult also. Make pairs, eliminate, and you'll be through. 1 minute I'm giving you, not 30 seconds. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. A, C, source, Anshul, source again, see, urbane, suave, even ingratiating, I read with sycophantic. I have read all these in WordPar Made Easy. So it's actually a very good source for high frequency words, right? Then I told you about this app also, Vocabulary Builder. Trust me, there are so many words that you can learn in a fun manner there that, again, you'll learn a lot of high frequency words that you just have to play it for some minutes in a day, right? Okay, A, C, a lot of A's. Okay, all right. So mostly I've got A's. I've got a couple of C's also. Here you just had to identify one or two pairs and then you would be through. I think A and D. A and D, they are very clear pairs here. So that's the first thing that I identified. Based on that, you can eliminate B and D. Then, sorry, if you look at E and C, they are more general sentences. Yes, they don't talk about digital divide, they talk about education in general. So again, EC is a pair. So once you realize that, no wait, even when you realize that, you still are left with A and C. So it comes down to B then. B says also the developing countries seek more donations to bridge the digital divide. So first of all, it will come after the discussion or once the discussion on digital divide has started. EC, more general. So general should come first and specific ADB should come later, going by the flow of this paragraph. So we will go from general to specific. Moreover, B is something that is connected to dependence. I understand when you read B, no, it does not appear related at all in the first glance. How we are not talking about donations. Donations kahan se aa gaye? That's the first thought. But if you look at this, we talk about dependence syndrome here. So in a way, when you seek donations, that's a symbol of dependence only, right? That's an indication of dependence. So hence, B is related to D. Okay. So EC, ADB is our sequence. All right. So see, this was an easy question. This is again from your 2022 memory-based paper. So the point behind this is that please do give parajumbles a shot, right? Some of them can be time-saving also, can be easy also, right? Let's go for the next parajumble. This is type 2 parajumble where the leading sentence, the first sentence is already given to you. You have to arrange the rest of the sentences. Okay? Yeah. All right. Let's see what you've marked again. A pretty easy question. Yes, yes. JR Diablo. JRD, whatever. Okay. Options के साथ pages become absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. B, A, that's what I've got. I think 1 minute was more than enough for this. Again, identify pairs. So if you see, we talk about the past in these two sentences, D and B. So that's the first thing that I noticed. Okay. And moreover, they relate thematically also that the child should be taken away, right? The child was too important to leave up to parents. Okay. So DB's here, DB's here. So it did not help me much. Okay. Then social scientists and they. So this is also a pair, social scientists and they. Once you realize that, you're able to eliminate this. But still, this also has AE. So it comes down to this. And if you see, this will come towards the end. It seems like a conclusion. It seems it seems strange that no general consensus has yet been arrived. So from the past to the present, we first talk about the past, then we talk about the present, and we say that it's strange that still no general consensus has been arrived after even thousands of years of considering this most basic of responsibilities. So C should come at the end, and therefore C, option C is our answer. Right? I think that makes sense to everybody. Okay, so these were a couple of parajumble questions, and again, they can be time saving, they can be easy, so do give them a shot. Okay, coming to our grammar portion now, we'll attempt some grammar questions. Let's have a look at this error spotting question. Very easy. I don't think you'll need even 30 seconds. Okay, what have I got? Shubham says C, Shashwat B. All right. Okay. Ayush said D for this one. Then B. Okay. B, all right, all right. So what's wrong with B? Those who are saying B, what's wrong with it? By next Diwali, we will have been here for 3 years. So we will have been, see, whenever we have the since or for structure, okay, that means, see, I am giving you the duration or the starting point of the action. I'm giving you the duration or the starting point of the action, right? Since is for the starting point of the action. For is for the duration of the action. And with which tenses do we use this since and for? We use these with the perfect tenses and the perfect continuous tenses. Primarily perfect continuous, but in many cases even the perfect tense. Right? So by next Diwali, future, we will again have been structure, we will have been. So this is the perfect tense. This is fine. We will have been here for 3 years. So abhi 3 years nahi hue hame. 3 years are not complete yet. By next Diwali, they'll get completed. So it's fine, no error here. D is the answer. Yes, absolutely correct. No error. Okay. So this was an easy question if you are well versed with your tenses. Okay. If you are aware of all the concepts of the tenses, then this should be easy for you. Okay. Let's go to the next one then. Phrase replacement. No sooner is followed by than. No sooner than is a pair. Just like hardly is followed by when. Okay, just like hardly is followed by when. I should have put it like this. Okay, no sooner is followed by than. Hardly followed by when. Okay, so no sooner dash the bell ring or rang than the students ran past out of their classes. So that means here also I need the past tense. So eliminated and eliminated. Now, did the bell ring or did the bell rang? That's the question. With did, when we already have written did, we'll say ring. Okay. I did not, what do you say? I did not appear or appeared in the court. I did not appear or appeared in the court. You say appear because you've already written did. I did not know. This is a very common error that I see people making. I did not knew is incorrect. I did not know. So when you already mention did in your sentences, okay, then you use the base form of the verb and not the past form of the verb, right? Hence, A. Did plus V1, absolutely, yes. Our childhood rules, V1, V2, V3. Okay. Hope this is clear. Now, coming to this fill in the blanks again. A tense question again. Okay. What do you say? Pranjal says D. Yogiraj B. Ayush D. Okay. So I've got more of these. Okay. That's what I can say. Some of you still answering. Oh, Naman has said D thrice. So here two actions happened in the past. Two actions happened in the past. And they happened in a sequence. One happened earlier, the other happened later. Okay. And the first one got finished by the time the second one started. Right. So we were so delayed that the football match had already finished. So in such cases, when two actions happen in a sequence and the first one gets completed before or by the time the second one starts, then before the first action, we place the verb had. Okay, the helping verb had. So had has to come, had already finished by the time we arrived. Okay, D Delhi is the answer. Right? Hope this makes sense. Very easy. Again, a tense question. So see, you need to be well versed with some basic topics in grammar, your parts of speech, of course, tenses, right? And apart from that, subject verb agreement. We did some questions yesterday on subject verb agreement. Also, modifiers and parallelism can be questioned on in sentence correction questions, right? So be very thorough with these topics. Okay. Error spotting again. Let's see what you say here. Modern cinematography techniques are far superior to that employed in the past. What do you say? It is possible to score 30 on 30 if, let's say, you attempt your RC passages questions also correctly, right? See, vocabulary, grammar, knowledge based. So you can excel at these. Parajumbles, critical reasoning, and your RC passages. If I talk about them, they are logic and reading. So again, parajumbles, shorter questions with options, there is a high chance of success, right? Coming to critical reasoning and RC passages. So here is where your practice and your accuracy in the exam matters, right? I mean, it matters at other places also, but there you are just reading something at that very moment, you're processing it, and then you're answering the questions. So if you've practiced enough RC passages for CAT, if you've practiced enough critical reasoning for that, then I don't think you should have a problem. Okay. B, D, C. Okay. So are far superior. Superior is, I understand some of you marked B thinking that than should come here, right? Probably that's the thought. I'm just guessing it here. So you are right in thinking that superior is comparative degree of the adjective, right? However, there are certain comparative degrees like superior, inferior, senior, junior, anterior, posterior that do not take than after them. They take to after them, not than. Okay, remember that. So this is fine. Most modern cinematography techniques are far superior to. Okay, also we don't write more superior, remember that, because this is already comparative. So no error here. That employed in the past, that is the problem. Because techniques, they are far superior to the other techniques, right? I'm comparing them to other techniques. So techniques is plural, right? It can't be that. It can't be that. It has to be those that are far superior to those employed in the past. So 3 is the one, C, that had an error. Correct, Pranjal. Okay, good. Those who marked C as the answer. So error spotting, again an important question type for you. I discussed 3 to 4 question types, questions on error spotting yesterday as well. So in case you didn't attend, you can watch those. Now, let's have a look at a fill in the blank here. Very, very easy. Yes, this is a previous year question. That's the only reason I picked it up. Otherwise, it's very easy. And TISSNET has on more than one occasion tested such a concept of contractions. We call this contraction, right? It has tested the concept of its and its also. It has tested the concept of whose also. A, okay. It's a wonder. This is correct, okay? It apostrophe S stands for it is. Or in informal English, it can also stand for it has. Informal English. Otherwise, it apostrophe S is a contraction for it is. It is a wonder that Dash still such a popular band, even after 20 years of being on the music charts, that they are still such a popular band. That's what I would want to say. They are. So when I contract this, it becomes they are. Okay, the R is deleted and we put an apostrophe to show that the R has been deleted. Okay, there is no such word as this. There is no such word construction as this. Okay, when we talk about our personal pronouns, our personal possessive pronouns, how are they written? My, our, your. Okay, now if I want to say ours, this car is ours. No apostrophes here. This car is yours. Again, no apostrophe here. Right? This car is his. This is her car or this car is hers. Again, no apostrophe. Okay. This is their car or this car is theirs. No apostrophe. So please remember this, no apostrophes in these personal pronouns. And this is its, this is its brakes. Let's say I'm talking about my car. This is its brakes. So what should I write here? ITS or IT apostrophe S? Yes, easy concept. I should write ITS and not IT apostrophe S, because I just told you what IT apostrophe S stands for. So this is its brakes. So for non-living things, in the third person, we write its. Okay. I hope this is clear. Nobody's responded. Don't know what to make of it. So no such word as theirs. There, it's a demonstrative pronoun. Okay, it's there. Where is it? There. Right? And this is fine. This is their car. So in a possessive circumstance, I would have used it, but this was not a possessive circumstance. So A. All right. So I hope this is crystal clear. Now, how about this? Uh, who apostrophe S? When do I use it? This has also been tested in TISSNET in the previous years. Who apostrophe S? Give me some examples. So have you heard those knock knock jokes? So whenever someone knocks on your door, what do you ask? Who is it? Yes, who is it? So who is it? You can also contract it and say who is it? So who apostrophe S is a contraction for who is. For who is. In informal English, it can also be a contraction for who has, but in informal English. Okay, so who is at the door? Then who is responsible for this? So in all these circumstances, instead of writing who and is separately, I can use who apostrophe S. Who's she? Yes. Who's that? Correct. And for possession, so this is a possessive pronoun, right? Whose, or a possessive adjective. Sometimes it functions as an adjective. So whose pen is this? Okay, here you can't use who apostrophe s, because who is pen नहीं पूछ रहे हैं, कौन पेन है ये क्वेश्चन नहीं है, किसका पेन है ये क्वेश्चन है, राइट? सो whose pen is this? Whose car is this? Right? Correct. Whose मतलब किसका? Correct number. Clear? Yes, Parth, absolutely. We will be conducting sessions for CMAT also, but right now the priority is TISSNET. So we'll have two more sessions on the popular previous year series. You've already been having sessions on TISSNET, I mean, with other faculty members for other subjects, for other sections. So right now that is the priority, but we will have sessions on MHCT also, on CMAT also. You need not worry. Okay. All right. So these were some questions from my end today, right? We covered grammar, vocabulary, and parajumbles today. Okay. And yeah, I hope this gives you some sense of how to eliminate. Okay, how, because elimination is the key when it comes to verbal ability in TISSNET. The questions are not going to be extremely difficult. So if you're able to eliminate, narrow down to two options, you'll be able to decide. Okay. All right. So this is our CAT 2023 comprehensive program, right? A new batch is available for this. You can enroll now, and you can link. There's a link in the description box. You can click on it. Okay. You already know of the features. Some of you who are new today, they can read this. We have live lectures also. We have some recorded lectures for you as well. A lot of practice material, preparation for your stage 2, study notes also, question papers, of course, the previous year question papers we provide you. So it's a very comprehensive thing. And we do have sessions on vocabulary and grammar also on this. So it's not just to prepare you for CAT. It prepares you for all the entrance exams, all the management entrance exams. Right? Welcome, Ranjini. Welcome. So Shubham, because you see, you know this in advance, right? So, and we have uh, approximately a month left, right? We can say that approximately we have a month left. So plan your prep accordingly. So for instance, decide that, okay, these many hours I'll devote to TISSNET in a day. Okay. And these many hours I have to devote to my college exam prep, right? If you prepare for this right from today, if you start preparing for this right from today, then towards the end when TISSNET is approaching, you'll not have a lot of pressure. So iske hours ek bar fix kar lo, right? And take mocks, right? So for instance, those areas that are your strength, I'm sure you must have prepared for various non-cat exams also, other non-cat exams. So in case you know कि quant मेरी strength है और TISSNET level quant मुझसे हो जाता है, but I need to focus more on verbal ability. So have this division in place that I'll give more weightage to VA in these hours, and accordingly for those students for whom quant is the weak area. So divide your hours in that manner, and I think you should be good to go. Okay. All right. So this is a workshop that we are going to conduct on the 24th, right? It's about your test taking strategy for CAT 2023. In case some of you are still confused when to start, how to start, etc., it will answer all those questions. You can register right now. Again, the link is in the description box. This is our All India open mock for CMAT. So those of you who are interested in CMAT sessions, till the session start, why don't you take this mock? It will expose you to a lot of CMAT based questions, right? And it will show you how you should strategize, right? You'll get video solutions, so you'll know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. So register for it. I think it's already live, so yes, take it now. Again, link will be there in the description box. Then we can stay connected via all of these platforms. I hope you've already subscribed to the channel so that you get notifications for all the upcoming sessions. And we also conduct sessions on our app, right? Very focused, academic, informative sessions. So you can check those sessions also, right? Open sessions, free sessions. All right, then this is it from my end. Welcome, welcome. The seminar is on 24th. The workshop I think you're talking about. This is on the 24th. Right? If you want a specific workshop for VARC, then on 28th of February, we have a workshop by Vikrant sir specifically for VARC as well. Okay? All right. So you can register for it. You will find the info of this on our app also. Okay then. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. No, I'll see you day after tomorrow now. Happy Republic Day. Okay? Bye.